Hey y'all, it's CherokeeStarfish, and it's time for more Arcanum. I hope you're ready because I am. I've been excited since last week. I'm excited every week to play this game. Shout out again to Trance for choosing this as a patron request because it has been too long. And I've been having such a good time with Dr. Unni's weird support build here, so... Let's see, Invigorator, I think I already have that. So this time, we did a lot last time, like a lot of side questing and things. We snagged a lot of good gear, some upgrades, completed a bunch of weird quests, and we became dodge and throwing experts, as was our intention. We're also ready to become a persuasion expert. That's the first thing that we're going to do this time, because you never know when that's going to come in handy. But the answer is often. So we're heading for that first to take advantage of our 12 charisma. Notice, too, we can now have 3 followers. That includes Virgil, Sog, and someone else, plus our doggo, because he, as a good boy, does not take up a slot and leaves room for other people. We're going to keep pushing our dexterity all the way to 20 because we want to get Master Dodge, which we know where it's at. We found him last time, met the Dodge Master. And Throwing Master, because we have not technically completed that quest, but we have the completion for that quest in our inventory. So we are ready to go anytime. And then we will be done with combat stats and skills. And we can focus on other stuff. Because there's not really... There are benefits to going over 20 in a stat, but that's when you unlock its special ability. And you only need 19 to max out a skill, so 20 is kind of like your bonus for going further than you really need to max the skill. So there's not much point for her specifically in putting more than 20 points in dexterity, considering that she is a support doctor build. That is already like wildly more than I thought we would wind up with. So probably at that point we will head back to intelligence, and we're going to be maxing out her various scientific skills. Okay, now, all that being said, to go ahead and, okay, we are level 32, and we are about to be level 33 basically as soon as we can run into any random wolf, bear, or bandit out in the woods someplace. Oh, actually, speak of the devil, and it shall manifest as a mob. Crag Berserker. It's only level 8, but you know what? We don't discriminate. Yeah, come on over here, friend. Join the party. And goodbye. Bone Dagger. Well, that actually was not enough. Lol, I guess it's because we are in fact level 32 and it was only level 8. Wonder if there's another one around here, because if you were here when we first came to Blackroot, you may recall like the random really high level undead monster that was just wandering around on the edge of town that we killed. And sometimes that happens. So maybe there will be another one. If not, there will be a random encounter on the way to where we are going next, so we're definitely not gonna look too hard. Okay. Alright, let's get out of here. We've done most of what we can do over here. We did a lot of what we could do up here. There are still many points of interest up in this northwestern area and all along these mountains. But I'm not going to go hunting for most of them right now because a lot of story stuff is tied up there. And that's the thing. We've done a lot of Skyrimming around and ignoring the main story, and frankly, I think we've done just about all we can get away with, partially because our leveling is starting to slow down just a little bit because we are getting up there. Remember, the normal level cap for this game when it's unmodded is 50. We're probably going to exceed that, but normally it's 50, so 32 is well beyond mid-game levels. And that means there's a lot of quests and things that we're actually over-leveled for, and a lot of things we can do in Toronto, including some stuff that normally you would have to, like, come back to at a later date, because maybe when you first get there, you are low level. So there's a lot of interesting stuff to do, a lot of good shops that we want to take advantage of. So that means I think that it's time. But first, we are going back to Ashbury. It's a long walk.
Got another one.
But, hey, there's the patron of the hour. Thank you so much for the resub, Trance. Man, 34 months, that's wild. It doesn't feel like that much. I have to keep reminding myself that next Sunday, like a week, is our 5-year channelversary. So don't forget about that. If you're on the Patron Discord, then of course there's reminders already set. And there'll be updates. Oh! Was that? Wait a minute. No. Oh, okay. For just a second, they like shared a space, and I was like, was I hitting my doggo? I better not be. That's what I get for trying to talk and think at the same time. Yes, John, it is. Yeah, this is from Troika Studios. It's not the last game that they made, but it was one of their final games, and it was made by people like Tim Kaine, who worked on the original Fallout. Absolutely. Stop, human pig. If you want live, you give us coin 200. Well, perhaps I will simply leave instead. Give us coin or die. Well, no. How about that? Ouch. Hey, there's that level. Ooh, mushrooms. There we go. Got Stark Barbarian clothes, sword. We don't need to cart all of that stuff around. Okay, so let's see. 33. Good. This is going in dexterity. That will unlock the next rank of dodge and throwing for us. Excellent. There we go. I mean, I could have given them 200 gold, it's true. But I don't think that Dr. B. Unni Esquire suffers from affluenza so much as, like, these orcs started it. I mean, you know, they found out, and that's what happens when you fuck around. Oh, before I forget and try to recover what I was saying before, I don't remember if I did this off camera or not, so to speak. So I wanted to point out that we did get this large oiled leather as an upgrade from some rando who dropped it, and so we put that on Sog. Along with, you know, we got a couple of other little upgrades for Virgil here that are doing very well. This one is hexed, of course. That's what the orange means. There are unique named magical items and similar throughout Arcanum. If they're orange like that, it means they come with a drawback. I don't remember if I explained that before because we found several of them, like the Chill Shield and the, what's it called? The Soulbound Halo or Soul Blaze Halo, something like that. Magic Chakram. So yeah. Some of them are like Azram's Star over here, which is not to be confused with the Glaive from... Oh, what's that one fantasy movie? There's like a one-eyed cyclops and an old wizard and a lady who lives in a spider web that can see the future and a guy that turns into a panther. Krull, thank you. You knew exactly what I was talking about. Krull. Oh my gosh, if you've never seen that, go see it. And I say that not just as a fan of like old B movies, because it's above a B movie. I think it's actually a decent fantasy film for its time. It's great. It's great. And the bad guy's evil stronghold makes me think of like Castlevania, because it can just move around and relocate. But anyway, yes, so Azrim's Star, not to be confused with the glaive from from Krull, which is just blue because it only has positives. And then you have like Nature's Wrath Helm. It's orange because it is hexed, meaning that in addition to its bonuses, it also comes with a downside. In this case, whenever Virgil suffers a critical hit, he gets entangled as per the nature spell. So is that worth the bonuses that it provides? Well, that is up to you, the player, to decide. Okay, let's continue this way. Oh, are these? Oh, they're were-rats. Hey, level 25. Remember when we encountered a whole bunch of these and I forgot I had dynamite and it wouldn't have helped anyway because she had no throwing skill at the time and couldn't hit the broadside of a barn? And so we, like, ran away from them because they killed a bunch of us we had to load. Not today. Not anymore.
That's the way to show those bastards. I mean, good hit, madam.
Look at that. They can't even hit us. Bye, losers. I'm gonna pick up those poppy flowers, Virgil. Okay, that's fine. So yes, I forgot what I was saying before we got distracted by random encounters. Feel free to remind me. But something leveling, and there's a lot of stuff to do in Toronto, so we should probably go there finally, because we're over-leveled for the area. Okay, let's see here. Ashbury Sundries. Oh, man. Yeah, I think Specific Pixel would agree with you. Because I didn't even know what Deltora Quest was, and he was a big fan of it as a kid and had some of the books and stuff. And he introduced it to me via the anime series. And it was like, what? Which was actually quite good. Okay, here we go. So this tailor here, the guy who owns this shop, he is an expert trainer in persuasion. I am most adept at the skill of persuasion. For a small fee, I will be more than happy to train you. I think we can afford 500 coins. There we go. Thank you, madam. You spend some time explaining and demonstrating the finer points of persuasion to you. You are, from this moment forth, an expert in the art of persuasion. I congratulate you. Should you ever wish to achieve mastery, please seek out Mr. Willoughby. He has a home in Toronto, but is often in Caledon on business. Good day to you, madam. Indeed. So let's see. These are the same robes he's already got. It can actually be difficult to find another elegant dress like the one that we're wearing. In case this one breaks, you need to replace it. Hey, there's my baby in chat. Yeah, we still don't have all of the books. We have most of them. I was able to procure a big chunk of the series, so... Yeah, because I know, like, the anime itself was already wild, so if there's any of it missing, if there's any of the story that didn't make it onto the screen, then I can't imagine how much weirder it gets. Oh, he just persuades you that you're an expert. Yes, we're convinced that we know more now. You know what? I'll take it. Let's see what we got. Bronzed plate. Basic plate mail. Kite shield. Quality iron shield. What else you got?
Got another one.
Oh, thank you so much for the resub, Barnabas. See, every stream you all spoil me. Honestly rude. Also, I love you. Bladed boomerang, balanced boomerang, that's like the one we have. Throwing dagger, finely crafted dagger. Iron ore, we need to keep our eyes out for some pure ore. That's one of the most basic things you can make, but only if you have specific technological skills, and we did not go that route. That's not her skill set. from the third. See, I didn't even know there's more than one series. Wow. See, so we're missing a lot more than I thought, I bet. Oh, just an incidental note here for those of you who have not played the games. Throwing daggers are bugged, and I don't know if they were ever fixed even in this mod. So throwing daggers are like among the most basic of throwing weapons theoretically, but if you equip them, you actually don't use them. You never throw them. The only way that they work is you have to put them down here and use them like an item with the throwing skill, as though you are throwing a grenade or dynamite or something at the enemy. And then you have to, like, go pick it up. So we got this bronzed plate. I'm hoping to get a nice armor upgrade for Sog here pretty soon. Fine herbs. Fine herbs indeed. Can I look at your trade gears? Trade goods, not trade gears. Why did I say trade gears? I will buy this and this. I already had Kadura stem, but I can always use more. And then we're going to do that. And you can see, too, originally we were making 3 healing salve. Notice, because our skill has gotten so much higher, we are now making 5 instead. Which is great. We've been using more of them, too, so I'm actually not going to sell those. I'm going to hang on to them. Green, red, and purple. Okay, see, I knew they came in different colors, but I thought that it was just the covers of, like, different books in the series. Like, there is a blue one, a green one, a red one, and so on. Wow. I have so much to learn about Deltora Quest. Okay, so now, you may recall Theodore here wanted us to go in and acquire some machined plate for him. And we had to go through a mechanized arachnid to get there. And we couldn't because there is an automaton in this box, which is quite powerful. We're going to try and take it on again. Also, our intelligence has raised. We need to increase our heal skill at some point because the expert healer is also here in Ashbury. Okay. Oop. All right. Now this time, let's see. I am actually going to...
Please watch yourself, madam.
Oh no.
Being hit inadvertently hurts as much as being struck purposely.
Shit, I bet it does. I am so sorry, Virgil. I forgot that was an AoE. What I was going to say was that we were going to go all out this time. And perhaps, you know, like, throw some grenades and stuff like that. Oh, but it was unnecessary. Our doggo did it. Alright. So that's what happens when you are much higher level, when you're the level you're supposed to be. Okay, so why do we want to come back here? A couple reasons. This is the first one. Theodore's improved machined plate mail. Gonna have to make room for it. So let's do that. And while I make that room, I will point out also the other thing. This is a schematic for the automaton. So we now know how to make them. You know what? Here. There, we don't need that. We just took it so Sog would stop carrying it around. Excellent. Okay, now, here's the thing. So, Theodore's like level 8. It takes a lot to get through this quest, right? But if we return this machined plate mail to him, we are going to get experience points for completing the quest. However, so creating elite plate mail down here, right, that's the doctorate skill in smithy, which we're not doing. We have no ability whatsoever to build anything like that, and so we will never be able to make our own machined armor of this sort. And this is one of the only sets you're guaranteed to find, and if I'm not mistaken, it's actually better than the standard machined plate mail. So, in my opinion, it's actually better to keep this, especially if you can get it early in the game, than it is to give it back to Theodore, because this outweighs the benefits of what few experience points he's going to give you, and then he gives you like 100 gold or something like that. And let's see, some things I'd like to trade for. They should, oh, the MacGuffin, yes, like along the spine of the book, it shows like it gets a jewel every time. I remember that, I love it. Well, so who's going to wear it? Well, that would be Sog, probably. Because notice, it weighs 1,000 stone. He's probably the only one who can wear it. You can do that. I wonder if you can... I think you might be able to pickpocket it off of him if you have the skill, because he doesn't equip it right away. So it is possible to do that, but of course it would be evil to like jump him and kill him and take it back, and we don't have pickpocket, so I'm just not going to give it back to him. So a lot of these armors, they don't necessarily say that, if I remember correctly. The smaller armors, they do specify that it has to be one or the other, but I don't think that this does. Let's see, is that enough? Actually, I need to do this probably because these things are shaped weird.
Got another one.
So, oh, thank you so much for the resub. Everybody resubbing. I'm so glad that I'm just interesting enough for you not to unfollow. Thank you, everybody. Yes, is the armor large? So he may not be able to. Let's see. Just out of spite, which is a powerful motivator. Oh, see, I was thinking, usually plate mail like this, I mean, it does say large if it's like chainmail and leather, but I wasn't sure if the plate mail and stuff did. If he's not putting it on, because I was going to say, his magical and technological aspects are identical. They're both like 0. So that means that he can actually benefit from things like a magical sword, if we have one, and also this technological armor, because his aptitude for one or the other won't interfere. He's one of the few characters that you can do that with. But, oof. Well, if he can't wear it, that pokes a hole in my plan. That is, that makes it kind of useless to us, because the next character that we're going to pick up actually is going to be a small character. So he won't be able to wear it either. So here's what I'm going to do. Save a backup, and then go, I have your armor. Excellent, give it to me. It's like, I've decided to keep it. Here it is. Boom. Here's your 200 coins. Good day, madam. Oh, you have been most generous. And there he goes. So there we go. We did complete that quest. Most tech automaton, there we go. It's the most technological enemy we have, we've killed.
Got another one.
My armor now, yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for another resub, Crow. Wow. Hype train. Apparently. Yay. Alright, so see, it was worth like a piddly amount of experience. And 200 coins is not the value of the armor. But You know? If nobody can
Excellent.
wear it, then the experience and the money are better than carting it around. You have to make that determination. I really thought I would be putting it on SOG, but... Yes, less than a smidge of experience. More than a mite of experience. Oh my gosh, remember that one adaptation of Earthsea that they tried to make and it was like, ooh. It was not the best. Let's see, now. Can we... We still have several stones to move here, but it's not urgent. We'll come back when we have less in our inventory. Oh, if you have never read the Earthsea trilogy by famed sci-fi and fantasy author Ursula K. Le Guin, I highly recommend it. It is an excellent series. She's an excellent writer. And she wrote other books too, the other classics like The Left Hand of Darkness, which are also definitely worth a read. But yeah, a long, long time ago, like 10, 15 years ago, I think, the Sci-Fi Channel here in America made an adaptation, like a mini-series, or it may have been a one-shot TV movie, like a made-for-TV film, of The Wizard of Earthsea, and it was a sci-fi original movie. You know, they're very hit or miss. Some of them are okay. Some of them are not. Some of them you can see where they tried and they failed, and then others it's like, well, you know, this came off really well. They also did like Philip Jose Farmer's Riverworld, and I didn't hate that until I read the book as an adult, and then I was like, oh, okay, actually this is not great. Yes, yes. You can usually buy it as an anthology. It'll often come in like one volume. Yeah, exactly. So you get it. Sci-fi original movies are either like a brilliant surprise, or more often they're just terrible. And if it's a deliberate B movie like Three-Headed Shark Attack, that's one thing. Versus it seemed like they were trying to actually make an Earthsea movie and they just did a really bad job, and that's a shame, because whenever that happens, it always kind of puts the property to sleep for a while. Like, no one else in Hollywood will take a chance on it or wants to fool with it for 10, 15, 20 years after somebody makes a movie about something that bombs. Oh, I didn't know that. Studio Ghibli? What? What in the world? Wow. Oh, the Langoliers? I don't know, because there are 2 Langoliers movies, so I'm not sure. Oh, it's the Malokian hand again. Bye. Bye, loser. He didn't bring his friend with him this time, so they got him before he could even get an attack off on me. Which we love. Remember when those guys were a threat? Haha. Yeah, I'm actually privileged to, among my book collection.
Excellent.
Oh, here we go. It's loading Tarrant. There we go. So we are now in Tarrant. There's the bridge out of town. And there is a steam rail station.
Excellent.
This is your fast travel here within town. Oh, thank you so much for the bits, Barnabas. More hype train. Lost Fleet is pretty good, yes. What was I saying? Oh, yes, actually, I own a first edition of Wizard of Earthsea. I have all 3 of those books. They're first edition. They're not signed or anything, but they are first editions. Among the pride of my collection. Let's see. Paperboy. So, here in Tarrant, let me see your newspapers. So we have older ones, today's. Tell me the headline of today's newspaper. Special edition! Do you want to buy the newspaper? Sure. 2 coins will suffice. So this is a thing. We can buy these in Tarrant all the time. Special edition. Letter to the editor. Sirs, I am forced to write again in protest of your recent arts column, recommending the infamous Mummers Dance production at the Old Market Theatre. Yet again, the sadly misguided Miss Sykes has seen fit to praise all that is wrong and horrible in today's artistic society. To take the ancient and traditional mummers' tales and corrupt them in this way is an outrage. Miss Sykes finds the costuming for this travesty to be a sight for sore eyes. I admit that my eyes were sore with weeping to see the traditional costumes and masks of this production replaced with the mundane clothes of the modern world. Miss Sykes also praises the use of current idiomatic dialogue to take the words of the greatest human poet in recorded history and turn them into some disgusting working-class doggerel is a work of pure vandalism. To add insult to injury, I believe that the actor playing the part of the kindly peasant was played by some sort of half-breed orc. This is the sort of disgusting mess that your newspaper sees fit to praise. I assure you, sirs, my husband is on the staff of Lord Beaumont, and I intend to ask him to use every ounce of influence that he can muster to do something about this. You have not heard the last of me, says Mrs. Celeste Knight Phillips. Good Lord. Change is bad. Also, I'm racist. Well, sounds like a you problem. Special announcement. Pleased to announce the start of a series of foreign correspondence from our new traveling observer, Miss Guinevere A. Sykes. Miss Sykes will be making an extended visit to many of our neighboring lands, and our editors have employed her to provide us with many narrative descriptions of the fascinating people and places that she will see. We urge all of our loyal readers to prepare to be astounded by the tales that Miss Sykes will tell us, and to watch for future installments in this exciting series. As is tradition... Oh, hey. Let's see. Castleton's General Store. Oh, yeah. Okay, so first things first. So...
Thank you. You're too kind.
Oh, wow. All-time record shattered, says the hype train. Oh, wow. Thank you all so much. Goodness gracious, thank you for the gift subs, Trance. Wow, you all are practically coddling me. Thank you so much. Oh, man. I am overcome. Okay. Keep it together. Okay, so, when you come to Toronto, you start kind of here in the middle, but Toronto is a huge place. So on this side, there actually is sort of like a rundown working class district area. Like a factory and, you know. Then over here, we have... There's the cemetery. Look at this. There is so much to Toronto. This is definitely the biggest city in the game. And I'm just going around the edges. I'm not actually, like, you know, covering all of it. So I'm skipping over some things a little bit here in the middle. So we need to find somewhere to sleep so that these shops will be open in the morning. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, I think this is a quest, right? Hello. Hello, sir. Might I ask who you are? Man is looking at a sewer grating directly in front of him. Yes, of course. My name is Matthew Jameson. Nice to meet you. A pleasure. And what are you doing out here on the street? Oh, bloody bother. I woke up this morning, you know, took my early trip to the loo. So I'm washing my hands and my wedding ring falls off right down the sink and disappears. Oh, that's a shame. And I went out with the lads last night. We had a few pints too many, and I didn't get home until late, so you know what the wife is going to think. I thought I might go down into the sewers and see if I could find it, but I hear dreadful things about them. Perhaps I might be of assistance? Would you now? I'd be so appreciative. I don't at all savor the thought of tramping around in the sewers, messing up my shoes. If you were to go down there and find the ring for me, I'd pay you 150 gold pieces. Done. Splendid. I'll await your return, then. Okay, well, let's do this first. So, yeah.
Thank you. You're
Sewers
too
are also
kind.
pretty big. Oh, man. Y'all. Thank you so much. Barnabas, more gift subs. Wow. Oh man, thank you all. I do appreciate it. Oh no. I was overcome with emotion and jumped into a pit of rats. Why did you go there? Oh, because she didn't have line of sight for some reason. Hey, look at that. She's actually killing stuff on her own. Fancy ring. Ta-da. There we go. Quest complete. Now, there's more stuff down here in the sewers, as you can see, but we're not going to fool with that right now. I'm going to go back up and just complete this quest. Hello, Matthew. Have you a moment? I've found your ring. Wonderful. Here's your money. You've really done me a favor here. Looks like I won't be sleeping on the porch. Excellent. Another quest well solved. Dr. B. Unni, Esquire, is on the case. Okay, there's a Grant's Tavern. Immediately he goes back into the tavern to drink again. Hilarious. Madame Lil's. Oh. I don't know if we will wind up in Madame Lil's or not. Madame Lil's is a brothel. And much like in Divine Divinity, if you saw my playthrough of that game, you, regardless of your character's gender, you can go in there and partake of whatever you like. Let's see, Tussaud's House of Secrets. Madame Tussaud. Oh, all the options of keeping the ring. Yeah, he does say some interesting stuff. You're like, no, I'm just going to keep that. But I will let y'all see that for yourself, because, oh, the brothel. Oh, okay. Yes. No, if we wind up there, then we'll see what happens, because there are some really good options in there. But also, I do want y'all who have not played Arcanum to do so. I want you to experience it for yourself and have a reason to pick it up, especially since it's so cheap. So perhaps you will see on your own. I have not read the Vampire Hunter D novels. Now, I have watched the OVA, and I also watched... I watched the two of them. I watched the original one. And then I watched... I think it was Bloodlust, the second one. It's the one where it's all about, like, this vampire lord is in love with a living woman. Or whatever. I saw that one too. It was pretty good. Beautifully animated. Okay. 11 Low Dervish Row. Is this where we want to go? Shopkeeper. Tough-looking, shady character. A fine day to you. Hello, sir. May I ask your name? Okay, yes, so I have seen that one. I'm Mr. Black. What do you want? Well, what can you tell me about this place? Listen, lady, I don't have time for your interruptions. If you need assistance, speak to the shopkeeper. Yes, friend, is there something I can do for you? Let us trade. Oh, he can also teach us to be an expert in backstabbing. Nothing of interest to you here, madam. Goodbye. So that's because of our alignment. I believe you need to be more evil to trade with the smugglers. Let's see. Have you heard any rumors? The Hall of Records knows where people live. Indeed. There's been a number of robberies in the city, mostly of precious art. The Wellington Gentlemen's Club is a nice place to go for a drink and good company, provided you enjoy the company of the richest men in Toronto. Oh, Charles Dunstan of the Torontian Water and Power Plant has closed off some of the city's sewers for some reason. All roads lead to Vermilion Station. That's what they say, friend. Biggest train station in all of Arcanum it is. Oh, and here we go. Have you heard about P. Schuyler Sons, the infamous jewelry dealers on Devonshire Way? It's said that strange things go on beyond their doors at night. Thank you. That's who we're here to see. Do you follow the popular trends? Old elven artifacts are all the rage in Tyrantian high society. Ah, just like it often is. Things stolen from other people's graves are interesting to rich people who don't own them. Madam Lil. Yes. Have you met Mr. Cedric Appleby? Laughing stock of the city. He couldn't make a steam engine to save his life. Ooh, Tyranta's full of soothsayers trying to make a coin or two, but people say Madame Tussaud can actually see the future. She's got a quest, too. Poon's Flophouse. Low Dervish Row. Let's see, this is Quilton Bend. Hey, lockpicks. However, we already have an auto-skeleton key. But you know what? Actually...
What is it that you want
I
of me?
don't know if maybe Virgil will use those if he has them in his inventory. I'm not sure. We'll give some to him and find out. So we can come in here and sleep, basically. But I think Dr. Unni prefers the suite, since she can afford it. I'm not going to say this is the most money I've ever had at one time with a character in Arcanum, but it's a lot. Let's see. The Garingsburg residence. The Moorland residence, right. Halster residence. Ah, here we go. This is the place that we're actually going. How much inventory space do I have? Do I want to do that first? You know, when you put it like that.
What is it that you want of me?
He has a bunch of crafting components that we're not actually using. I was hanging on to things like the revolver chamber and the saltpeter because you can use them to make weapons. But since we don't have gunsmithing, that's actually pointless, and it's probably past time that I should get rid of those. The Tarrant Telegraph. Joffrey's Gears and Gadgetry. And Anna's Herbals. I know there's an inn around here somewhere. Just forget where. Wallow's Quality Armor. There's so many good shops here. There's another tech shop. It's a gun shop specifically. There we go. The Bridesdale. That's what I was looking for. Greetings, sir. And who might you be? My name is Ronald Langley. I'm the doorsman for the Bridesdale Inn, the finest hotel in all of Tarrant. Oh, so you would recommend staying here? Oh, I highly recommend staying here at the Bridesdale, madam. The decor is quite modern, the rooms richly appointed, and the rates are the lowest you'll find in all of Tarrant. I'm sure you'll be extremely pleased if you decide to stay with us. No, yes, actually that's what the automatons are. In fact, they're powered by both steam and electricity, as well as clockwork. So the automatons are the most advanced form of that, but there's also the mechanized arachnids and the clockwork decoys. Let's see, are there any sites in Tarrant that you would recommend? University Park is probably the must-see area of Tarrant. The quarter of town is a wealth of knowledge. It houses the City Hall, the Zoological Society, and the University. They are simply awe-inspiring. I'm looking for something more adventurous. See, perhaps is a ride on our fine locomotives for you. I'm sure that it would satisfy your more adventurous nature, madam. What is the quickest form of travel in Tarrant? That would be the steam rail stations, madam. A most wondrous invention. Tarrant is connected through a series of subterranean tunnels. You'll find 8 stations throughout the city, and they are definitely the quickest form of travel here in Tarrant. Excellent. He can also train us in gambling. Yeah, don't worry, we are, because that's one of the great things since our patron of this series, Trance, picked out Dr. Unni's skills, of course, remember, she's mostly a medical doctor, so she's got herbology, chemistry, and therapeutics, but she also dabbles in machinistry. She is a mechanical engineer. In fact, she has a, what is it, professor? She is in fact an engineer. She doesn't have her doctorate yet. So the next thing is the clockwork decoy, and then after that is the mechanized arachnid, and once we max this out, we'll be able to build our own automaton. Oh, I've hung out until it's morning, actually. Between all of the talking and everything. See, that's the Wellington Gentlemen's Club. There's a lot of great places to explore here, but first things first, we want to go to the shops. Criminal science marches forward. Read all about it, says the paper boy. That is... oh, that's Vermilion Station. Okay. I would like to buy a newspaper. There's no room for that item. Oh. Come now. Professor makes amazing discovery. Staff writer says Tarantian University has awarded an honorary doctorate to Professor Benjamin Gershwin for his pioneering work in the new field of criminal forensic science. Professor Gershwin, a noted phrenologist, has been teaching at the prestigious school for almost 20 years. Professor Gershwin's theory, which he happened upon accidentally, proposes an interesting way to catch criminals through a technique he calls fingerprinting. We interviewed the good professor and asked him to explain his theory and how he came upon it to us. I was at my home one evening, and my children's governess was scolding them for leaving their finger marks on the newly oiled table in my dining room, when the idea came upon me like a thunderbolt. Before she could summon the domestic to wipe the table clean, I ran into the dining room and began to examine the marks which my children had left there, retrieving some very dried-out parchment from my desk. I was able to press it upon the marks, so they were then transferred onto the paper. I could then more easily examine them under magnification. After comparing these to others I gathered from them later, it was as I had guessed. They were all of a singular nature and could be matched up to the ones they had made previously upon the table. I then began to theorize that if the police could lift or make impressions of similar fingerprints at a crime scene, they might somehow match them to those of suspects and have the necessary evidence to obtain a conviction. The professor is currently working with colleagues and members of the police force to perfect the process. Also, it's supposed to be sunny weather for the next 2 or 3 days. As is tradition. Hey, boots. How are our boots doing? Oh, well, it doesn't matter because that's DR1 versus DR3, so... oh, this is, let's see, Polton Cross, Vermilion Road. If I remember correctly, Tarantian Editorial Office, Dolores Beston, Seer of the Unnatural. Yes. That's where she is, okay. So there's so much to do here. Tehran is so huge. Are you open yet? I specifically didn't stay at the inn because I was like, oh, it'll be fine. It's almost daytime anyway. Current time 6:17. I don't remember when the shops open. Head over here. Gnome Noble, Gnome City Dweller. There's so much to see. We will definitely spend some time exploring Tarant, because we'll have to in order to see everything that there is to see. But at least for now, we have a goal that we came here for. And that is to acquire an additional backpack. I'm sorry, companion. Okay, you know what? Here. Let's just do that. There we go, now. Yeah, absolutely. Even without going underground into all of the other stuff, like, it's a huge city, and for a game of this time, with all of the different textures and things like that, like, it took so long to load, but it's so impressive, everything that they put together. There's so much life here, you know, with the NPCs walking around. Like, I mean, right now the street's empty, but just then you saw there was like 3 or 4 people hanging out at once. And again, for a game that came out in like 2001, this was the standard that you had to beat. Oh, I sense a great technological aura surrounding you, madam. I'm honored to make your acquaintance. How may I assist you? Well, shall we barter? Fuel. I think we know how to make fuel. I will buy that, though. That's a reanimator. Soon we'll be able to make those on our own. Okay, let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this time I'm actually going to check. Do we know how to make fuel? Yes. Okay, I thought so, but I wanted to be sure. Okay, can I look at your trade goods? What about this? Goggled helmet. There's one. That's a new one. Hey. There's some corrosive acid as well. How many of those do we have? Just one? I'm gonna buy that. Plates, kerosene, battery, saltpeter. Okay, so he might buy the saltpeter. Maybe. Yeah, after all this time, Tarrant still impresses me.
What is it that you want of me?
Virgil, could I please have these back? Does he have any more? He's got that. Dwarven snuff. Migraine cure I actually want to keep because we can use that to make some medicine of our own. Spirit of camphor, we can always get more of that. Wonder if he will buy this filament. Let's find out. Don't need that, don't need that. Oh, he will buy the saltpeter. Okay. Yes, he will buy the filaments. Good, excellent. Some of this may just wind up having to go in the garbage outside, unfortunately.
What is it that you want of me?
But since we
What is it that you want of?
are not an electrician, we don't need these things. Oops, no.
What is it that you want of me?
Now, will you buy this soap? No. Okay. That's fine. We'll see if the next person will buy it. So that's the telegraph. Okay, here we go. This is the general store, and that is the clothing shop. Here we go. Let us trade. So yes and no, I would say. There are not many games in terms of, like, there's no triple triad, for example. There are no, like, card games, but there are some side quests where there are, like, riddles and things, one of which we have actually already been through and completed. But they are one-time dealios. They are not actually things that you can go back and replay over and over again. Let's see, famous blood pills, Earl Grey tea. Where's Chuck Quizma? Hopefully not appearing in this game.
What is it that you want of me?
I'm going to keep the magnesium because I think I may be able to potentially use that for something later on. Okay, sell that, sell that, sell that. There we go. Okay, that is better. So the riddle quest actually happens back in, I think it's Blackroot? Yes. That's actually where we got this mysterious gem. Well, you sure do look like one of those technologists I hear all about. It certainly is an honor to meet you, miss. Yes, indeed, a real-life technologist in my shop. Amazing. What can I do for you, anyway? Well, let's find out. You buy this, it's not identified, so that's okay. We know that the wise women who identify these things will buy those. We already have a set of that. Of how the plain dress and the fine dress have exactly the same stats. Ladies' fancy boots. Nothing to offer us? Okay. Oh gosh. I'm afraid that to invite him into the chat that way, to speak his name, is to bring him upon us. I am hesitant, but I must do what the people wish. So perhaps you'll see one. Here we go. Okay, quality blacksmith. What sort of wares do you carry here? Let us barter. There we go. Okay, so what you got? Hey, there's a rapier like we had way back at the beginning of the game. A Caledon Elite Sword. Quality broadsword. Mostly that's what we're looking for, is this kind of stuff for SOG. If we can find an upgrade. Basic plate mail, oiled chainmail. Regular chainmail. He's already got a kite shield, so he's currently using. Sheet metal. Bladed boomerang. Fine stout boots. Chain gloves. War gauntlets. 6, 8, and 10. Let's see, what are you wearing, my dude? Dwarven gauntlets. Okay, so actually, that is an upgrade for you. So let's do it. Oh, you won't buy those? Wow. Boo, boo hiss. Boo this shopkeeper. Okay, well, we'll still buy the other ones. Okay, yes, those, okay. Now. Should be, yes, okay. Let's see, let's get rid of that steel. Small metal tube. I'm not getting rid of the Vendigrothian sheet metal, the large bore rifles, or the ancient gun chassis, and that is because they very specifically are like they are particular items, and there's only so many of them in the game. Okay, there we go.
What is it that you want of me?
Trying to organize things, so here you take that. There we go. Now, will you buy any of this? You won't buy that. I didn't figure you would. Will you buy the steel? Yes, good. Because we're probably not going to need that because, again, we're not a smith. We're a mechanical engineer. I don't think... Actually, I need to look, though. You know what? There's the bell ringer. There's the automaton. Okay, so we need elite plate and a mechanized arachnid. So we can make those on our own. The elite plate is something we will have to buy because that is the doctorate level recipe for smithing. So we'll have to find that somewhere. Look at your trade goods. It's got an auto loading chamber, rusted rifle, fancy pistol. Will you buy this? No. Will you buy that? Yes, you will buy the revolver chamber. Good, because you have one for sale, so you'd better. Don't suppose you'll buy these mushrooms. No? Okay. I didn't figure. Now that I have them out, though, the general store guy or the junk shop guy might. One of the best things about Toronto, though, there is actually a... No, okay. There is a junk shop where the guy will buy anything. And also, he can fix anything, and when he does so, it does not reduce the durability of the item, as you see here for our boomerang and our dress, where they've been repaired. So we have a couple of things that... Let's see, Minogrothian War Gauntlets is the god... Reinforced leather, right. Pyrotechnic axe. One of the best weapons in the game because you don't actually take damage from hitting... this might be the only weapon in the game where when you hit something like a door or a wall or an automaton like a robot, that you don't damage the weapon's durability. Because it's like a lightsaber. It basically exists to cut through those things. Let's see. High velocity. Where is it? I know I learned it. Oh, here it is. It's after, because we learned it after automaton. These appear in the order in which you learn them. The learned schematics or found schematics. Too mushroom in my... God! Oh, man. Oh boy. Okay, so we will be able to build these since we are a machinist. The goggled helmet. Finding yourself needing increased perceptive powers, your prayers have been answered. The incredible goggled helmet, a combination of eye gear and the helmet of vision, will increase your perception beyond what anyone thought previously possible. Absolutely flabbergasting. Now, the helmet of vision is another... Yeah, another smithing thing right here. So if we find one, we can make a goggled helmet, and then it will be a precious resource because we cannot replace that. Since we are not a smith. So we'll see what happens. Will you please... Why will you not buy it? Why? Okay, well, you know what? Here. In here with the newspaper. You can always find more mushrooms later. Also, generally, these containers are pretty persistent, so we can actually come back here and get them out of the trash if we need them too. Right? Yes. It so does. And I love that comparison as well. Oh, wait. Okay, before we go this way. Running all over the place. I can't remember, and I'm going to have to find out. I'll see if we can do this on the way back. I have said before that having the dog in our party prevents us from using the train to travel through places like to fast travel from Toronto to Ashbury, for example. I don't remember if we can use the subway here in Toronto or not. I feel like we can't. That's the Torontian editorial office. That's Dolores. Where is... Road. Right. DeSale Terrace. Is this... Ah, here we go. This is Zerod's magic armory. Unfortunately, he doesn't want us here. I don't think. Let us barter. Oh, he actually will sell to us. Oh. I thought we were too technological that he wouldn't want to do that. Ooh, there we go. There's a Sword of Air. So this is 6 to 18. This is 4 to 16. And 3 to 11. Speed 12. Weight is only 20. So it is faster than the quality broadsword. Deals a little bit less damage, but it's faster and weighs less. Yes, he can. He can indeed do that. Another sword of defense, an axe of strength. Could potentially use that as well. Anything else down here? Ooh, a shadow shield. You have to have evil alignment for that, though. Shield of Force. AC 30 and electric damage 1 to 10 to attacker. It's got limited uses, but your AC on this one equals your evil alignment divided by 10. So there's a Stillwater Blade. We got one of those for free, but so we can pick up others. Dragon skin leather. Ooh. I need to see if that's better than Virgil's robes. We'll check that in a minute. It's got a serrated chakram. This is usually, if you don't already have Azram's Star, this is about the best magic throwing weapon you can get at this stage in the game. Enchanted War Boots. Ooh, AC 5, damage reduction 6, speed 5. Okay, I know. Damage reduction 5 and bonus to pickpocket.
What is it that you want of me?
Okay, so this is DR5. Right. So this is a good place to get rid of these elven boots. They were free.
What is it that you want?
Is Virgil motivated? I hope so. Okay, let's see here. Okay, this is because of his magical powers. This is AC 6, DR 12, fire resistance 8, and magic resistance 10. So this dragon skin leather would start at 9, 26. Okay, yeah, that's way better. That's way better. I'm going to miss his colorful robes, but that's too much of an upgrade, I think. Oh, wow, he didn't put it on. Is it because this is AC, let's see, it's AC 11. Damage reduction 19. I think I was reading that wrong. So this is 926. So if I make him put that on. Okay, so the damage reduction increases, but the AC doesn't. Ah. Okay. So actually it is a downgrade. Oh ho. I did not realize. Let's see. Did I? Yes, okay, good. Oh, wait a minute. This is perfect opportunity. Perfect opportunity. Since I had to go back anyway. Steam Rail Station. It's 5 gold pieces. It does cost you money to fast travel. That's not an issue for us. Can we go to Vermilion Station, please? Okay, good. We can use it. That will help a lot. I was really thinking that we couldn't use the subway with the dog. Okay, so we actually don't want the dragon skin leather. We do want the enchanted war boots. This is DR5 and bonus to pickpocket. This is DR6 or DR8, AC 6, damage 10. Is that better than what he has?
What is it that you want of me?
Oh my gosh, if we could get a remaster of this, oh boy. I would give so much for a remaster. Okay, I think for him the Dex +2 is worth keeping. We do need to get his sword fixed. Okay, Sog, you have war gauntlets. Right, so that's already what he's wearing. These are damage reduction 8 and nothing else. And then this helmet is AC 6 damage reduction 9. So that's the same helmet. Don't think he has any other boots that are going to be better than that. Quality axe. The Axe of Strength. I was thinking about this Sword of Air for Sog, because even though he's not very magical and its power won't scale with him, that is 50% faster and weighs only 20% as much. So he would get more hits with it. And it's only 1 point... Well, it's 2 points difference on the damage, 1 point on fatigue damage. Oh, no. Who owns the copyrights? Yeah, I do not actually know. That's one of those things where a lot of stuff becomes piecemeal when a studio splits up. So, yeah, it could be Activision. It could be any number of people. I won't even guess. I think we need that shield. For sure. But, surprise, surprise, we're going to give that to Virgil, not to Sog. So we don't really need that lantern. So I think that's it here. For now, at least. Yeah, I'm going to hold off on that sword. Okay, now here, this magic shop is the one where they won't want us to go inside. Probably they'll be upset. Oh, no, they'll trade with us as well. Wow, I am very, very surprised. Large venom shielded garment. Creep armor. Backstab and prowling. Gnomish chainmail. Will you buy this? No, maybe because it's not identified. Dread armor, we had some of that and sold it. A couple of these things I think might be new to the mod, like the venom shielded garment. The creep armor I think is in the vanilla game. What do we got? A Dorian amulet. Oh boy, magic resistance plus 40. So that's very expensive, but also worth it. I think that is a good expenditure. Now he's already got some magic resistance.
What is it that you want of me?
He's got 10 magic resistance from this. Yeah, I think that's it. I think y'all are right. Activision, ABK or whatever they're called, probably owns it, which means now Microsoft owns Arcanum. And who knows? There has been a huge trend of older games from this period getting remade, getting HD remasters and re-releases and ports. So you never know, because it is it's a classic. So this is beauty plus 2, poison resistance, AC. His AC is 70, total AC 95, magic resistance 6, damage resistance 33%, poison 39, fire 7. Okay, so his is 51. He has no magic resistance, so we're going to give this to him. There we go. That gives him 22% magic resistance, which is not bad. It's definitely worth it. Once again, I cannot believe they let me shop there. Let's see. This is... H.T. Parnell's Emporium of Wonders. This is a fun place. Check it out. This plaque reads, "The bizarre two-headed bovine of Vendigroth." The sign in front of this object claims it is a petrified dragon, but it looks more like a poorly carved piece of rock. The plaque on this display reads, "Amazing miniature steam engine actually works." This appears to be some sort of rock. The plaque on it reads, "The evil Aronnax." Remember, he's our bad guy. The plaque on this display reads, "Authentic Cree shrunken head." Inside this case is a clumsily stitched assemblage of moth-eaten bear pelts. The plaque identifies this obvious fake as the Stillwater Giant. Yeah. Oh, and this one. This plaque reads, "The Amazing Gar, the world's most intelligent orc."
Ugh, Gar, world's smartest orc. You have got question?
Yes. This brutish-looking orc gazes at you through heavy lids. He looks every bit the primitive orc. "I do not know. What is your area of expertise?"
I know much things, Gar tell all. Politics, mathematics, tea.
Yes, this is absolute. You got it. The Brahmin is the two-headed cow from Fallout, so the implication is that Vendigroth is radioactive. Let's see. Tea?
Yes, Gar like tea. Gar civilized. Gar say Earl Grey best. Made from blend of black teas and oil from the bergamot plant. Excellent, Gar say.
Surely you jest. Everyone knows green teas are superior to black.
Oh, come now, that is rubbish. Green tea is for the foreign constitution, not for consumption by those with discerning... Gar no like green tea.
Why are you acting the idiot? You're meant to be smart.
Gar not idiot. Gar smart. Listen here, madam. Have you ever conversed with a purebred orc? You'll not be in for a scintillating conversation. Of that I can assure you.
But isn't the point of all this that you're smarter than other orcs?
Of course. But people will not accept a cultured orc. The very idea is preposterous. They would begin saying I was an half-orc, or even deduce my true... what I meant to say was... It is more effective showmanship for me to appear every bit the orc, and to say brilliant things.
Deduce your true what? You're not a purebred orc.
Garfield Thelonious Remington III, of pure human stock at your service. I am not orc at all. Well, one can assume that somewhere in my lineage there exists orc blood simply from looking at me. But my direct antecedents, my parents and grandparents, were fully human. Imagine their shock when I was born.
So why'd you do this? It seems rather demeaning.
You must have seen how orcs are treated in this world. It is not pretty. Though my circumstances may seem demeaning, it is better than being spit on in the streets, or being no more than a slave in a factory.
So that tells you a little bit about the culture of orcs and how they are treated in this world. It's not pleasant. It is pretty rude. Are you owned by this museum, or are you free to leave?
I am a bit of an indentured servant of Mr. Parnell's. He paid my parents a good sum of coin to have me come work for him.
That was a bit cruel of your parents to sell you off.
Nonsense. I sold myself to Mr. Parnell over their objections. They were treated with scorn and derision because of me. My father lost his employment, his reputation, and his social standing. But even then, they would do nothing but love me as their son. The coin I received from Mr. Parnell has given them a comfortable life and rescued them from the poverty I caused.
And how long are you meant to be on display here?
I will most likely stay here for the remainder of my existence. I have nothing else to do with my life. It's not so bad, actually. The only dreadful aspect of this existence is the sheer boredom. You cannot imagine the idiocy of the common folk I must contend with on a daily basis.
Alright, so, Gar is voiced partially because he is a companion. Yes, as Old Man just pointed out, Gar can join you. So you have to have enough persuasion to provoke him about the green and black tea thing in order for him to drop the facade. But of course, we are an expert in persuasion, so we do. So he can join us. He is very similar to Sog, except smarter. Otherwise, he is limited in what weapons and armor he can use, but his fighter scheme is sort of like... His leveling scheme is that of a fighter. It's very simple and straightforward. It's like melee and dodge kind of thing. You'd think he would be a little more interesting, actually, since he's the world's smartest orc. I always thought it would be really cool if he was like, if he turned out to be a technologist of some kind, you know, like if he was a gunsmith, or a machinist, or an electrician. That would be really cool. But he's not. So his personality is interesting, and some of the things he has to say, like his banter and his commentary on events throughout the game, are worthwhile. But as a character himself, I think that he's actually a little subpar. It's a bit of a disappointment. So we're not going to take him with us, but I wanted to show him off. Good day to you. Oh, I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Who are you? This strange-looking fellow puffs out his chest and stretches out his arms as if he is addressing a large crowd. I am H.T. Parnell, world-famous showman and collector of all that is strange and fabulous. Now, of course, his name is a reference as well, like P.T. Barnum, and stuff, because this is Ripley's Believe It or Not museum kind of thing. Right. What is this place? This is my Emporium of Wonders, home to several of the world's most intriguing exhibits. Oh. Let's see. Which of our fantastic creatures would you like to know more about? Tell me about the petrified dragon. Here we go. Magnificent, is it not? I find it one of my saddest exhibits, a remnant of the world gone by, the young dragon separated from its mother for all eternity. And you can insult each of his exhibits, but of course he's going to get upset if you do. About some of these other creatures, such as the cow with two heads. Ah, that enigmatic cud chewer was shot on safari in the wastes of Vendigroth. Who can say what sorcery or forbidden scientifics were called upon to create such a beast? You might not think of it to look at it, but it was a man-eater, it was. A man-eater? This way. I believe I've seen a two-headed cow somewhere before. Not unless you've been to those blighted wastes of Vendigroth, madam. Which we have, actually. What can you tell me about Gar the Orc? Ah, yes, I rescued him from some orc slavers on one of my many expeditions searching for oddities in exotic lands. They had recently captured him and were about to execute him when I intervened. They mistook his intelligence for supernatural possession, you see. What about the Stillwater giant pelt? That is one of my most famous exhibits. It creates a sense of awe just to behold a ferocious creature of that magnitude, a holdout from Arcanum's distant past. What must it have been like to see herds of those creatures hunting their prey? And how did you come to acquire the pelt? Franklin Payne, world-renowned adventurer under contract to me, of course, had tracked the elusive creature to its lair only to have the shifting winds betray his presence. Before he could even raise his weapon, the awful beast attacked. And then what happened? Armed only with a small dagger, Payne leapt upon the creature. Much blood was shed by man and beast, but Payne emerged victorious after impaling the creature on one of its own claws. Fascinating. See, are you sure he didn't rip its heart out with his bare hands? So, what is that strange-shaped rock meant to be? That is the face of none other than Aranax, mysteriously burned into the rock by mystical forces during his banishment to the Netherrealms. Aranax? Who is that? Ah. Aranax was evil incarnate. He tried to take over the world and establish the elves as the ultimate rulers of all the races. Luckily, Nazredin crushed him like the worm he was. Tell us more. Not much, sad to say. Theology and ancient lore, not my strong suit. Perhaps you should talk to a priest of the Panari. I think they have a temple around here somewhere. So that's our backstory. Remember, we're supposed to be the reincarnation of Nazredin. And Aranax was supposed to be just this awful, like, conqueror, archmage, supervillain type person. He's responsible, remember, for Vendigroth. He basically blasted the whole place into a wasteland himself. So that's who Nazredin was fighting. They banished him to the Netherrealm. Let's see. Objects. Here we go. What is that small head? The shrunken head of the barbarians of Kree. It is told that there are still tribes of nomadic barbarians roaming the southeast who are meant to be the descendants of the very tribes that followed the Bane of Kree on his murderous rampage across Arcanum. This head is all that was left of an adventurer who went looking for them. Of course, we found Kree. I was intrigued by that miniature engine. This is an exact scale replica of the first Bait steam engine made exclusively from toothpicks and string. And it works, too. Toothpicks and string. Oh, boy. Ah, the Bates estate. Yes, we need to go there as well at some point for story reasons. We need to visit most places in Toronto. I wanted to make sure that I had not forgotten any of the shops. Where's the closest steam rail? Probably here. Town Hall. The Zoological Society. We do need to stop by here, if I remember correctly. So here we go. Before you is a replica of the skull of Belarogrim, the last of the great dragons. The body of Belarogrim. Come on, there we go. Was discovered by Sir Walter Ginsberg in 1756. The lair, which houses the complete skeleton, is an open exhibit and can be visited here. A small map shows where it is, which we've already been there, so. This petrified dragon egg was found in the lair of the great dragon. The child inside was only months from hatching before Belarogrim was killed. Ooh. This plaque reads, "This ancient iron chest was unearthed in the lair of Belarogrim. It seems to be older even than the dragon itself. No one has ever been able to open it." So this might be a good place to show you. You may have noticed this number up here. We have never used this number. When you achieve certain major story milestones, you get what are called fate points. You can use a fate point by spending it with these buttons here to do one of these things. You can heal, you can force someone to have a good reaction to you, get a critical success, force an opponent to have a critical failure, save against the next spell that hits you. You can cast a spell at maximum charge, or critical success at gambling, heal, pickpocket, repair, pick locks, and disarm trap skills. So let's see if I do... No, I want to... Wait a minute. Is it... Prowling? So I can't remember if you can do this or not. Oh, it's not letting us do it, I think. I can't remember if you can do that with this. I was going to show it off and then load it. To use that as like an automatic critical success on pick locks. But I don't know if it's because he's doing it for us, or if it's because it takes a special key. I can't remember. I think there is a special key you can create, I know that. I'm pretty sure you can use a fate point to open it. Maybe, yeah, because it's up here. Let me... It did take the fate point. Yes, fate pickpocketing is very good. Here we go, let me... No, Virgil. Let me turn that off real quick and see. Because since we don't actually have ranks in it, there we go. I don't know for sure if we can do it. There we go, lock successfully picked. It was because Virgil was interfering. So here we go. If we open this up, it's got ancient iron drum. This old drum seems to have a book carved into its face. This one seems to have a key. This one has a faded symbol. Map to the place of voices. Place of lost voices. So it puts that on our map. That's one of the places I was like going around trying to get to earlier, and if you were there in the last episode when I was going up and down the mountain range, I believe that I said I think it's one of those where it only appears when you actually get the quest. So there we go. You don't mind, do you, that we open that? Hello, welcome to the Tarantian Zoological Society. How might I help you today? Just looking around. Exhibits are, in fact, open to the public. So, who is this guy? Well, if you must know, I'm the head of this here Zoological Society. Dr. Tristan Fenwick, that's me. At your service and all that nonsense. And what does the Zoological Society do? Well, according to the catalog, we deal with animals and animal life, including the study of the structure, physiology, development, and classification of animals. Some would say we just waste the taxpayer's coin. May I ask you some questions? Of course. Good day to you. Leaves instantly. So we don't have a lot of fate points. That was the only one that we had because we haven't done very much main story quest. We'll get another one here very shortly, actually. Let me go ahead, and it's been a while. I'll do a hard save. So speaking of which, let's actually do some main story. That is broadly why we are here. P. Schuyler Sons.
Greetings, friend.
I don't believe we've met. Your name is?
Who might you be to ask a dwarf his name? Bloody ignorant outlander, I'd say. As if a dwarf would give his name.
I see I've caught you in the wrong mood. Excuse me. No.
So, we meet again? You've gone and put yourself on my bad side. I think it would be in your best interest to leave this dwarf alone.
I'm sorry, but I'm very sure that opinion is correct.
I do see your point, stranger. I was quite mistaken about you. It's obvious to me now. Please, forgive the outburst.
There we go, and it jumped up from like 67 to 82 because we're an expert in persuasion, so we just skipped a bunch of dialogue. Yeah, exactly. He's a bit of a hothead. Splendid. We may have started out on the wrong foot. Might I ask your name?
Who might you be to ask a dwarf his
Yes,
name?
yes. Do you want me to apologize?
Excuse me. You don't need to take such treatment from this dwarf. Bloody annoying little runt, if you ask me.
Your opinion has been noted, Virgil.
I mean, look at him. Putting on airs like he's some sort of native dwarf. I'd be surprised if he's ever even been out of the city in his entire life. You can always smell a city dwarf a mile away. He's probably got a manicure. His beard looks a bit scraggly, too. Probably out past his bedtime.
Damn. Virgil out here snatching this dwarf's wig. Rating him for filth. Oh, your edges are dusty. Oh, yes, that's true. That's actually one of the fun things that you can do in this is, yeah, if you're a half-orc or ogre, people are just like, oh my god, it's a monster, get out of here. And then he's like, no, I just want to talk. And they're like, all right, fine. Enough, Virgil. Now, what seems to be the problem, sir?
I was saying that it was bloody rude of you to be asking me, a dwarf, for his name. It's not something to be thrown out and away like the day's rubbish.
Ahem. Forgive me, I wasn't aware it was such a breach in etiquette.
I suppose you're none to blame, stranger. Perhaps I am a little quick-tempered myself. Please forgive my harsh words. You may call me Magnus.
A pleasure, sir. And what were you saying about a dwarf's name?
Well, dwarves are an ancient race, and our traditions run deep. A dwarf's true name, his family name, is a sacred thing. A thing of mystery, and power. Magnus is my common name. If I knew you well, I'd also tell you my family name. But Magnus will do for now.
And why are you so protective of your family name?
Dwarven names are symbolic, a reflection of our history, who we are. A dwarf who gives just anyone his name has no respect for that history.
I see. Well, thank you for the lesson, Magnus.
It's nice to meet an outlander who tries to understand our ways. Well met, my friend. Now, how can I help you?
Might I ask you a few questions?
What is it that you need to know?
Well, do you know what this establishment is?
Yes, I do. And I curse the day I ran across the devils who own it. Ungodly bunch they are. I can only guess what goes on behind those doors. That building is the headquarters for the infamous Schuyler Sons.
What can you divulge about Schuyler and Sons?
What can I divulge, you ask? Where would you like me to begin? Schuyler Sons is the oldest business in Tarrant, a trader in jewelry and the occasional rare or sought-after trinket or bauble. Their business reputation is untarnished, second to none.
And yet there's something strange about them.
Strange? Strange doesn't begin to describe what they are. Do you know that no one has seen the supposed owner, Polonius Schuyler, or his sons in more than 15 years? But even then, the gentleman who saw them, a trader in gems from Ireland, died a week later from what they could only describe as consumption.
Nobody goes in, nobody comes out, yet the factory keeps making chocolate. What else is said about them?
Have you heard about the Eyeless Five? 8 years ago, there were 5 ruby pendants sold at auction through Schuyler and Sons. All the ladies who wore them were murdered, their eyes plucked from their heads.
And why would Schuyler and Sons plot to kill their customers?
Why do madmen do anything? They're bloody madmen, that's why! If you're not going to use the sense you were born with, then I'll not continue. Suffice it to say that Schuyler and Sons is an extremely unusual company. And I'm not the only one to think so.
What else have you heard about them?
Who knows what atrocities are committed within these walls? People swear they hear strange noises within the building when the sun sets. Clanking of chains, moanings, muffled screams. Do you see the symbol carved above their name? The bird with the snake's head. Do you know what it is? The Derianka, the ancient order of the dead.
Are you sure that's a snake's head? It looks to be a griffin.
A griffin? Use your eyes, woman. It's obviously a most dark and dreaded talisman.
I see. Then what are you doing here?
I might ask you the same, my friend. You seem awfully curious about Schuyler and Sons. What brings you here?
Well, we're not going to insult him because I know where this is going, so we'll tell him the truth. Considering that he seems to know far more about them than we do. I'm investigating a ring. It appears they were the sellers.
Interesting. I, too, am investigating one of their products. I saw it for sale in a pawn shop down the merchant's quarter, and it had their imprint. Would you like to see it?
Very much so. The dwarf shows you a rather plain-looking bronze bracelet with some faded carvings barely visible along its outer surface. On the inside, you see the imprint of Schuyler and Sons. What are these carvings? I can't quite make it out.
Don't you see? There, a cross. And there, a sunburst. All of these are old dwarven characters, symbols in a lost language. These are landmarks in my people's history, milestones for the dwarven age.
And what do you think is significant about this bracelet?
Do you see these dwarven gauntlets I wear? They were given to me by my grandfather, who in turn received them from his. Do you see the symbol carved on them? It's the same as the symbol carved on the bracelet. These gauntlets are the only link I possess to my ancestors, my clan, lost to my family since before any of us can remember.
Who was your clan? Why was your family separated from them?
Never ask a dwarf the name of his clan. I'd sooner cut my beard than tell you the sacred name of my people. Such an action might be considered blasphemy. And as for my family, that's none of your concern. We were lost to them, and I've spent the last 200 years looking for where they might have gone.
Yes, so, dwarves live a long time. So do elves. Standard fantasy stuff, of course. Very sorry. I say, have you spoken to the Schuylers about this?
That, my friend, is the point of this whole story. I've tried on multiple occasions to speak with the Schuylers concerning this bracelet and where they got it. But I've been stonewalled by their employees from the very beginning. They're hiding something. I know it.
What could they possibly be trying to conceal?
The sources behind their inventory, the reasons for their reclusiveness, who knows? But I do know that I'm gonna find out where they got this bracelet, regardless of what is necessary to do so.
I see. Well, perhaps we could work together.
Perhaps. I do see some potential in you, my friend, and you seem trustworthy. Done. Let us proceed and throw some light on this mystery.
Well said. Good to have you aboard, Magnus. He ranks below dog. He's very quick to say yes.
How can I help you?
Okay, so...
What do you need to know?
So here's Magnus. Bless his heart, he starts at level 8. It says age 155, so when he says 200 years, he was rounding up. He is good aligned. Pretty average stats across the board. You can see his charisma's not great. He's highly technological. Repair, firearms, picklocks, disarm traps. He also has dodge and melee. His melee is better than his firearms. So we'll see how that goes over time, because his dexterity is not as good as like his strength. But he is a technologist. He's a machinist like us. He can make spike traps, trap springers, but he also is a smith. Remember all of those smith things we need that we can't make? Guess who can make them for us? Including pure ore, so that we can finally finish one of the very first quests that we got back in Shrouded Hills. I don't think he has anything else. I think it's just mechanical engineering and smithy. So he's very technologically oriented. He will be a good companion for us, and depending on how he levels up, we might give him, like, you know, an axe or something, which that's what we'll do for now, of course. And later on, we might actually give him a gun.
How can I help you?
So he even can make things for you here. You say, what sort of things can you make for me, Magnus? And it opens his schematics. So then anything that he has in his inventory, he can craft for us.
How can I help you?
So he starts with this Roan's Almanac of All Things Dwarven, and there is Magnus's bracelet. It comes with mysterious dwarven gauntlets, which I don't think you can unequip from him. Small leather armor, and boots. His boots are better than our boots, because his are DR +5, and ours are worn boots, and only +3. Let's see. Here, you take those things.
Hey, give that over. I didn't say you could go and take my personal property. That's a special book to me.
Magnus, what is this? Rowan's Almanac of All Things Dwarven.
Ah, yes, that was a gift from an old friend. Bloody useless thing. Carry it more to get a laugh than anything else. As if a dwarf would need such a foolish book.
Exactly, you get it. Welcome aboard, my companion. Now carry half my stuff and give me your equipment. Oh, perhaps you'd like it back.
Yes, of course. You keep it for a while. As I said, good for a laugh or two. But, could you just make sure and return it? I mean, when you're quite through, it was a gift after all. You know, lots of memories. And, well, just make sure it stays in one piece.
Of course, Magnus. From deep within the heart of the Stonewall Mountains, home to the magnificent halls of the Wheel Clan, do I bring you, humble reader, this tome pertaining to all things Dwarven. Though it is true that I, Gideon, Percival, Roan, have never actually set foot within those halls, I have spent my life in the dwarvish studies and have even shared words with a dwarf or two in my day. I can wholeheartedly testify to the authenticity of the information imparted within. Yes, I am an expert in something I know nothing about. The most important thing for one to know of our dwarven brothers is that theirs is a culture based upon honor. Every word they speak, every action they take must be grounded in honor. For instance, let us take the subject of the dwarven name. A dwarf under no circumstances will speak his name to one he does not call his friend. And what a thing it is to be a dwarven friend indeed. A dwarf would not think twice to throw down his life to defend a friend. But I digress. A dwarf's true name, his family name, is a sacred thing, a thing of mystery and power, according to their customs. Their names are symbolic, being a reflection of their very history, of who they are in this world. If a dwarf trusts you, he will perhaps impart his common name unto you, but if he utters his family name to your ear, you are blessed with the truest friend you will ever know. Does any of that sound familiar? Asking a dwarf the name of his clan is tantamount to slapping him in the face. Oh my goodness. So, right. One must be aware when approaching a dwarf of things one must never say or do, for while it is said that a dwarf's patience is as long as his axe handle, I know firsthand the fury of a dwarven rebuke when one runs afoul of dwarven etiquette. Never must one insult the beard of a dwarf. Next to his name, his beard is his most prized treasure. A dwarf is measured by the grandness of his facial growth, and to refer to it in less than reverential tones is to beg a beating. Further, asking of a dwarf the name of his clan is tantamount to slapping him in the face. The name of his clan holds the sacredness of his own name tenfold in his heart, so do not ask unless you wish to test his mettle, which I can in no way recommend. Lastly, never ask a dwarf about dwarven women. For some mysterious reason, their women are hidden away and are never even whispered about amongst themselves. I myself made the nearly fatal mistake of attempting to ascertain whether the female of the dwarven species grew facial hair, and was fortunate to escape only severely maimed.
How can I help you?
So there's your in-universe explanation for why they don't have female dwarves as a character creation option. Let's see. You need... Who's got them? Sog has them. It's got... Right. There they are. Batteries. Okay, and... You take those. Excellent. We need to get rid of that because he's not going to wear the other ones, you see. But that's okay. We're going to take care of that right now. Let's see. Let me go to these stores first, otherwise I'll lose track of what I'm doing. Right. That's just crafting components. Got to go over nya to the weapon store. Will you please buy these? No. Okay, sure. Alright. Well, that's okay. So he's technological, which means we cannot give him magic items, right? But what we can give him is all this other stuff. So, some fine stout boots, some small studded leather. I can't remember if studded leather is better than oiled leather. Let's see, so that's 10, 16, 5, 2. Okay, yeah, I think oiled leather is better. But we will find more oiled leather somewhere else. And here we go. Look at this. Oh, we get an upgrade. At last. Boots. So literally, give us your boots. Yeah, I think that that's largely what it was, is they ran out of time and money. You won't buy either of these? Oh my god, I hate you. Why won't you buy anything? Seriously, none? Oh, see this effect around Magnus? That's the chapeau of magnetic inversion. So we've been hanging on to that so I could use it in emergencies where we needed more armor, and so far it's not really come up. Right now it's better with him because it's actually better than a lot of helmets you can get. It just requires batteries. But it doesn't impede his perception and gives him like a load of AC, which is great. So we'll let him have it for now, because for us, since we have to throw things, having perception and being able to see in the dark is much better. So our night vision goggles are going to stay where they are. Definitely. Make sure to oil your studs. Okay, I don't know. Probably should have gone the other way. If this fellow will buy these things. I hope he will. Nope, okay. So let's see. We've got small chainmail. Gauntlets, don't have to worry about that. What's this? Quality hammer. Quality axe. 3 to 14 damage, 2 to 10 fatigue. There's not really any reason why he can't use a broadsword, though. Actually. So, let's see. I need... Where's a rubbish bin? Oh, wait a minute. I don't actually have to do that. There. You can hang on to them until we find someone who will sell them. And in fact, take that as well. There, you can hang on to all of that. Okay, now. So Magnus just has a regular axe and, like, no shield.
How can I help you?
I believe... Oh, he doesn't even have it. He doesn't even come with a weapon. Wow. I forgot. So anything is an upgrade. Okay, well, we'll give him one of these. And we will buy a kite shield from that other fellow.
How can I help you?
There we go. Oh, minimum strength required is 14. Oh. I forgot that it had that. Well, he's going to level up pretty fast.
How can I help you?
Let's do this. And he can use that for now. And then when he levels up a couple of times, we'll give him the sword. Yeah, he should never axe a dwarf. Yeah, he told us several times, didn't he? I didn't listen. The more fool me. Okay, there's a kite shield. I think that's it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to buy this steel back at a loss.
How can I help you?
Because we need that for a quest. There we go.
How can I help you?
Excellent. Good. That'll do for now. Because see, this is AC plus 30 when using batteries, and damage reduction too. So the damage reduction isn't as good as some of these helmets, but the AC is really good. Alright, so he's gonna equip that like an idiot if we give it to him, so that means we have to hang on to it. That's okay. Okay, now, if I remember correctly, should be here, yes. Is there a station over there? Oh, there is, actually. Okay, then... Can I please fast travel? That's also a strategy. It certainly is. Okay, let's see. The Boil. Here we go. No return service. So, the Boil is the name of the shitty part of town. Where we find ourselves now. I would not enter the Boil if I were you, madam. Why not? You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy, and that is in fact a Star Wars reference. You may enter at your own risk, but I wouldn't recommend it. Thank you for the warning. Okay. Now, the junkyard dealer, I think, is over here. Is it, or is this, these are the two, there's two gangs. There's a whole thing with that. Let's see, where is that the junkyard? I thought that was it, but I'm misremembering, obviously. Caleb Malloy's pub. Oh, here we go. There is, in fact, one of these wise women, I believe. I think, can I look at your train? Is this expert in revert? Oh, okay, no. I was thinking that was one of the people who could identify stuff for us, but it's not.
How can I help you?
Before I forget. There we go. Pure ore. Right. These fellows. Place does look like it sucks. I thought it was down here. It might be. Is it inside? It's not across the bridge. Now that's the gang hideout. I wanted to go there because he can repair stuff that, like, you know, he can repair anything without reducing the durability permanently. I think I said that earlier. But also he'll buy literally anything. Oh, shit. Okay. No, wait. I know where he is. Damn. We need to get to know him anyway because he is one of the people who can teach you expert level repair, which we don't have yet. Certainly don't qualify for, but eventually we will. One of these days. Here we go. I think it's this guy. He is a junk dealer. Are you the junk dealer? Let's find out. Buy this. Yes. Good. Excellent. We found him. He's here. Great. And now... give him that. Oop. Trade that one. Can you fix this for me? Boom. Oh, he did reduce it by 1. Most of the time he doesn't. He's like the only person in the whole game, the only shopkeeper that fixes things. where that's the case is that he usually doesn't decrease the maximum durability at all. And if he does, it's only by like 1 or 2 instead of like 5 or whatever. Okay, let's see. 2, 3 of those for you. And 1 of those. Do you need anything else? Everything else is stuff that I'm carrying that I need. Virgil has most of our crafting components. He's got all of his potions. Actually, you know what? That makes sense. In fact... Oh, I don't know why I did that.
How can I help you?
There we go. Okay, so this way all of the mechanical stuff will be with Magnus, and all of the medical stuff and pharmaceutical stuff will be with Virgil. So we will know where to go when we need to get things. Oh, nope. I need that. Let's see. Right. It's the Vendigrothian cog. I think that is good.
What is it that you want of me?
Yep, okay, I think we're good. Alright, let's get some action going. Let's do it. Shall travel the back alleys. And go the correct way. Oh, there he comes. He is not quick. What is your encumbrance level? He's light. Moderate, that's why. Okay, I forgot. I keep forgetting that he only has... He's only got 10 strength at the moment. There. Here, I'll give these to Sog for now. They're not going to affect anything. Excellent. Yeah, he's just kind of hanging out, following along. All right. Ahem. You will notice right away the unmissable trapdoor back here. Hello, welcome to Schuyler Sons, dealers in the rare and beautiful. My name is James Kingsford. How might I help you? Hello. I'd like to talk with someone concerning this ring. What exactly can I help you with? Did you purchase the ring from Schuyler Sons? Not exactly. I was given the ring by someone. Oh, I'm very sorry, but we don't guarantee the quality of our products unless they were purchased directly from us. Now, if there's nothing else, I really must get back to work. No, you don't understand. Perhaps if I spoke to Mr. Schuyler. I'm afraid that's quite impossible. The Schuylers are extremely busy men, and I know they can't be bothered with something as trivial as your concerns with a product you didn't even buy. But wait, I just need to find out who... I'm so very glad you stopped by, though. Feel free to browse the store if you like. Have a good day. Well, there are no windows for us to go through. I guess we'll have to do something else. So, look, I really need to talk with someone about this ring. Right. Okay, so... Listen, Mr. Kingsford, I recommend you let me in here. Your tone seems to concern him. Oh, really? On what grounds do you recommend that I let you in here? On the grounds that you're going to bleed otherwise. No. No, this is where our persuasion skill comes in, because there's some moderate high checks here, but thankfully we are an expert. I'm from the Tarantian authorities, and we're doing an investigation. He seems a bit shaken. The authorities? What? Why? I see. Well, if that's the case, I demand to see your credentials, madam. You are in no place to demand anything. Open these doors. The ruse appears to work. Now, that's the higher check, where if you don't have enough persuasion, he calls you on your bullshit and, like, goes hostile. Look, I have nothing to do with what's going on down there. I just work up here, watch the front door, and what exactly is going on down there, Mr. Kingsford? No, I can't talk about it. They did something to me. If I tell you, then please don't make me say anything more. He hands us a key. Please, just take this and let me go. So, if you try to force him to talk, he dies. Because they actually did put a curse spell on him. You can get a little bit more information from him if you have the Speak with Dead spell, but since we don't... Alright, James, you can leave. I'll take care of this. Thank you. I'm leaving and I promise I'll never come back. Go.
What is it that you want of me?
No, we do not need that anymore. What's that weight? That only weighs 1 stone. He is carrying it for us due to space rather than weight. So actually, I'm going to take that. Anything else? No. Okay, I think we're good.
Look! It's an ancient dwarven burial ground!
You reckon? Because what I see is zombies. I see zombies. Get them. Get them, boys. Lads. It's so funny, this level 3 zombie. Look. Just because boomerangs don't deal a lot of damage. It took us our whole turn to beat him to death. Now, to be fair, it would probably take the other characters their whole turn as well, because they would have to run up to them and then also attack. So, you know, that's the trade-off with most throwing weapons other than Azrim's Star, is the fact that they don't, you know, they don't do a lot of damage, because they also don't take a lot of action points to use. And they're long distance. You are not in contact with the enemy when you hit them. Obviously. There we go. Alright. Okay. Yes, like we've been to Vendigroth. These level 3 zombies there's nothing they can do. I still haven't found the recipe for Molotov cocktails, and I can't believe it, frankly. Some cash, a helmet, magic chest, okay, fatigue restore, ruby ring, an actual emerald, some gold. As you might imagine, we are going to find several pieces of jewelry here throughout this jewelry store. So yes, he's right. It is a burial ground. It's like, huh, is this where they're getting their stuff? The answer is yes. From the first rank of explosives. Yeah, but I was thinking that... Where is it? Oh, it is. I was thinking that you could find it, though, because there's a few of these, like, where is it? The... No, I guess not. I was thinking that it was one that you could also find it as a found schematic, like as a scroll. But I'm probably misremembering. Hi. So long. Farewell. Oop. I am so sorry. I think I hit our doggo and stunned him.
I can't believe what's been done here. It's a travesty.
It is in fact a travesty. And their whole business is a sham, and they've made a mockery of these dwarves. It is a Travis shamockery. Yeah, I have to start over. I accidentally hit the dog, so we've got to... That's it. Failed the run. I wouldn't be surprised, because speedruns of games, especially old games, get wild sometimes. I'm wondering, is there like a dog percent run of Arcanum? Because I know there's some crazy stuff going on in Arcanum speedruns.
What is it that you want of me?
Oh, don't worry about it. Manure coin, that.
What is it that you want of me?
Now I actually do want something. There we go. You hang on to those, so you can actually use them. Oh no. A trap. It has been triggered. We have been affected. Oh, I think, did you see the sparks there? I think that Virgil just tried to heal Sog. And that Dorian amulet that we gave him resisted the healing spell. I forgot that it does that. This game uses the same kind of system as like Final Fantasy Tactics, you know, where your ninja is dodge skill so high is that they're gonna actually dodge the raise spell. So yeah, the magic resistance works on all incoming spells regardless of whether they are friendly or not. Exactly. No, I don't want to live. Look at this, huh? Oop, there we go. Dwarven undead. Is there anything else here? Yes. I knew there's at least one more container in this room. Oops.
They're using dwarf and zombies to do this grisly work. These truly are my lost people, and their resting place has been desecrated.
Magnus, are you sure these dwarves look strange?
Yes, I agree. And I wish you'd stop going on about it, Magnus. I mean, these dwarves, even for the undead, they look a bit odd, misshapen or something. And the stonework in this tomb is atrocious. I'm not one to profane the dead, but I'd never claim these oddities as my lost people.
Ooh, well, you've got a point, Virgil.
What? Who are you to make judgments about dwarven stonework? You're not even a dwarf, and you're bloody stupid as well. Primitive dwarves. Blech.
So, don't worry, Magnus. We'll right this wrong.
Good. Then I can count on you to fight by my side.
Yeah, he gets pissy if you complain too much or if you side with Virgil. And there's no point because we will find the truth very shortly, so. Let's see, that's everything good. Yeah, exactly. You're not a dwarf. Also, you're an idiot. It's like, Oh, well. Hello. What? Who are you to trespass in the halls of our business establishment? Identify yourself immediately. Ahem. Watch my tongue if I were you, wizard. Business establishment. This is a house of horrors. You break into my home and then have the gall to insult me. Do you have any idea of the powers I can bring to bear against you, stranger? Dark rivers of twisted image and dream, fragments of night fear, the frayed and tattered screams of the desperate and the damned. Magnus and I aren't too worried about your threats, wizard. Don't test me, stranger. There's only so much insolence I will tolerate here. Insult or threaten me again, and I will destroy you. Okay. Fine. It's so hard not to pick this, though. It's like, no, listen. Okay, I'm in desperate need of some information. Information? You violated our home and our business have the need for some information. That's utterly preposterous. I can assure you that it's of the utmost importance. I'll be the judge of what's important in my own home. What could you possibly need to know that justifies this outrage? I need to find the identity of one of your clients. Impossible! Even if you were here on legitimate business, we at Schuyler Sons would never betray the confidentiality of our clients. To even think of such a thing. Listen, I'm not here to make trouble, but I have seen a lot. Yes, you have, haven't you? You've got me in quite a predicament. I suppose there's something to be said for making the best out of a bad situation, and you are persistent, I'll give you that. Exactly, yes. I'm someone with a giant angry dog, a wizard with a sword, a giant, and this angry little guy, all of whom are in melee range. Yes, I'd appreciate any knowledge you have pertaining to a ring. A ring? Why would you think I would know about such a thing? We've sold thousands of rings. What would distinguish this one from the others? Please, sir, just take a look. Oh. Yes, I see a signet ring. These letters GB. More than likely they belong to the individual who purchased the ring from us. I guessed as much. Could you tell me the identity of the owner? Well, seems we are at a crossroads, my friend. We, the Schuyler family, have been in business for more than 400 years. Never once in all that time have we betrayed the trust of a customer. And yet, here you are, and so much you've seen. But exactly what have I seen? What is going on down here? I suppose it does no harm in telling you now. I am Winston Schuyler, and these are my brothers, Edward and Niles. The Schuyler name is an old name, one of the oldest families in all of Arcanum. We've traced our bloodlines back to the age of legends and further, and always from the very beginning we have practiced the darker arts. What exactly do you mean by the darker arts? Necromancy, my curious friend. Conjurings of the spirits, phantasmal speaking, the animation of the incurably dead. The Schuylers are a family who spend their time in the Twilight Lands, cowled in death and shadow. This drama queen, oh my god. We're very edgy and cool, don't fuck with us. Oh my goodness. I see. That explains the dwarf zombies. They're your work. Yes. It's not as cruel as you might think. These bodies are long past usefulness to anyone. They are spiritless and good for digging, and with the bounty we've discovered here in this dwarven tomb, they are extremely useful. And who built this store over your dwarven tomb? Yes. We discovered the tomb more than 150 years ago, before Tarant had become such a great city, and so our family left their home in Old Caledon and moved here. We weren't sad to leave there. Some of the locals had begun to become suspicious of our activities. Suspicious? You're monsters. Of course they were suspicious. Really? Any more monstrous than the loggers who tear up trees inhabited by the spirits of elven holy men? Or the great industrialists who blast train tunnels through the sacred bloodstones of the old ogre tribes? Our small enterprise here can barely be called monstrous. Your justifications are flimsy. I'd guess your metal is the same. Well, they literally are not even attacking us. They're level 4. They literally instantly started running for it. Oh my god. Well, there we go. I mean, he was level 10 and his brothers were like, you know, level 4, so yeah, these are the smartest people we've met so far. Yeah, they may not have liked Winston. Key to the Schuyler's file cabinets. Quality robes, but not magical. All of this big talk, and yet He was literally just level 10. Let's see. Ah, this key. Oh. Ha ha! I forgot. There we go. Thank you, Virgil. Mystic chest is ah! Are you serious? Dang it. After all that, boo, boo hiss. Ahem. Well. There. I got to say it after all. Oh, they didn't jump in to help this time. Do 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 do. Oh, human noble. So this dead guy on the chair is their father. And actually, for those of you who are interested, if you dabble in black necromancy and you have conjure spirit, which is possible to get very early on, then you can call up all kinds of interesting characters throughout the game and get information that you otherwise might not have, including their dad. So let me see here. Do 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 do. Oop, there we go. Virgil, would you kindly? Lockpicking failed. It worked last time. Come on now, he got it on the first try. Although it's funny because... Oh, okay. Wait a minute. It did jam. It may just not have updated. I think that's what's happening. It just didn't update. Yeah, exactly. There we go. Unlock. Finally. Unidentified magical dagger, you say? It's interesting because it just looks like a shitty regular dagger. And a magic bow. There we go. Now. Telegram. Oh, wait. I need to...
What is it that you want of me?
Do this. Take that. And... carry those, please. I think the telegram was the only thing of interest. Yeah. So here we go. Ooh. Toronto Union Telegraph. To P. Schuyler Sons, please accept this telegram as my commitment for payment of the signet ring I had made for my son, Gilbert Bates. Payment has been wired as per your instruction. I will arrive in Toronto in 2 weeks to pick up the ring. Sincerely, Benjamin Bates. So, there we go. I found a purchase order for a signet ring. This order was made by a Benjamin Bates, but the ring was purchased for his son, Gilbert. Oh, and since the key ring is actually in our inventory, we can see what kings we have, too. And I think... yeah, it automatically went on our key ring.
How can I help you?
Let's see.
What do you need to know?
Do you know anything about Gilbert Bates?
Gilbert Bates? Who doesn't know him? He invented the steam engine. For a human, he's quite a sharp fellow. Of course, the dwarves are the most skilled technologists, but everyone knows that.
Indeed. So, the canny will notice that his
Thank
name
you,
is...
my friend,
Oh.
for fighting by my side.
One moment.
I'd like to share something with you. My family name. The name of my family is Shale Fist, and I, Magnus Shale Fist, am grateful to you. The dwarves of this clan would also be grateful to you, were they not long dead.
But isn't this your clan, Magnus?
No, I don't think so. I so wanted to find a clue as to who or where that I came from. But I don't think these dwarves are my lost clan.
Oh. I'm sorry, Magnus. Don't give up hope.
I won't, my friend. I guess I can keep looking, in any case. Would you mind if I continue traveling with you?
No, not at all. We'd welcome another companion.
That's good. You can always use a dwarf in your party.
Indeed.
That's what I always say. We're usually the only level heads in the bunch.
Right, Magnus. Right. Let's get out of here.
Yes, let's do so.
Yes, that's one of the reasons that we have Magnus with us. Much like Virgil, he is a major storyline character who plays a large part in the story if he is in your party. Of course, if you leave him behind, then he doesn't. So if we take him, we will find out a lot more as we go along and see things we wouldn't otherwise see, just like we already have done. Okay, well, we have dealt with the Schuylers. So yes, they were necromancers. They built on an ancient dwarven tomb that was full of basically caveman dwarves is supposed to be the implication. And they were turning them into zombies and using them to dig up their own treasures and then selling them as if they had made them. Along with, gemstones and things like that they presumably legitimately did make into jewelry at least some of the time. But yes, so the steam engine guy, his name is Gilbert Bates. Gil Bates, the guy who invented a machine that changed the world. Gil Bates. You see what they did there? Also, his rival, the guy who also invented the steam engine but got less credit and supposedly didn't do it as well, was named Cedric Appleby. Yeah, you get it. Gil Bates and Cedric Appleby. Mm-hmm. Alright, well, we have completed another major milestone. This is the biggest thing that you have to do in Toronto. Now, there's more to be done here. Of course, it's a big city, and we've not even started tapping onto side quests and so forth. But we have welcomed Magnus to the party, and we're getting along quite well. He already likes us better than Virgil. We have someone to help us carry more stuff, and speaking of more stuff, we have things that we need to sell. So, I will go about that in the in-between times. And then when we come back next Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, which is New York and Miami time, we are going to see Gil Bates, who lives in this big house. Because after all, it was his ring. So why did that gnome have it? You may be wondering if you have not actually played the game for yourself. So we will find out next time. The plot thickens, the thick plottens, the game goes on. But for now, Dr. B. Unni Esquire has solved another case. Actually, this was a twofer, because we unmasked P. Schuyler and Sons and helped Magnus as well. So I hope you had a good time. I'm going to call it here. I definitely did. Arcanum is always a good time. Ooh. Thank you so much for the resubs, the gift subs, the hype train, the bits during this stream. Y'all have really spoiled me. I so appreciate it. I really do. And I'm glad that you are having a good time and that you are happy to stick around. So I hope I will see you in the next one. If this is your first time viewing, you might consider hitting the follow button or subscribing, whether it's on Twitch or YouTube. And if you want to hop over to our Patreon, of course, even if you don't want to pledge, you can follow for free now. Which you should, because that is where you're going to find all of the news of like upcoming events and streams and stuff that are going to be on the channel before they make it anywhere else. And that is including, don't forget, on Monday I'm back with more Wasteland 2. Thursday, we are starting a new series because we finished Mystery PI, the lottery ticket, so this coming Thursday, we are beginning Pokemon Crystal, which I have never played. No, it's not a Nuzlocke, but yes, we do have a special gimmick you will see when you are there. And the following Monday, March the 4th, Specific Pixel will rejoin us for another go at Baroque. The big thing to remember is that next Sunday, a week from this weekend, March the 3rd, is our 5-year channelversary. Pixel and I will be doing a special all-day stream. It is also going to be fulfilling one of our outstanding charity incentives from our VGHF fundraiser in June. We're going to be doing our first versus stream on the channel. So it is going to be Starfish versus Pixel. And we're close enough now that I should tell you what we're playing. If you've ever heard of a little game called Dokapon Kingdom that recently got a PC port on Steam, well, let's just say if you hate Monopoly, you're going to have a really good time watching us play Dokapon Kingdom. I'll leave it at that, and I'm leaving it here. You all have a good one, and until next time, as always, thanks for playing.